It is always fun to find new silhouettes that works for your body shape, but the only way to find them is to try them. For today's video, I have been shopping the ANEWSTA collection on SHEIN, one of my favorite places to shop, and I have found some pieces that are very out of my comfort zone, very, very different, and we're going to walk through them together. Per usual, everything will be linked in the description box for you, and we're starting out with this very, very different dress. What attracted me to this dress is without a doubt the color. The color is absolutely stunning. I am also looking to get more dresses into my wardrobe. I don't have a lot of dresses since I did a big wardrobe clear out, and I want some dresses that I can easily take from day to night, and I thought maybe this would work. It is, however, and I knew this obviously shopping it, that it's very high in the neckline, but it has these beautiful pearls in the neck, which I think is very, very pretty. The sleeves are also gorgeous. These sleeves, however, do add bulk to the side of my frame. Not something that I mind per se, but it's just to make sure that they don't add bulk where I need it the least, which is around my tummy area, which is where the sleeves are the widest. I'm not saying that's all a bad thing, it's just something to be aware of. What I love the most, apart from the color, is the fact that this dress has these kind of little panels, like corset details in the side. You can tighten this as much or as little as you want to create more of a waist. Now I have, as an apple shape, I am all tummy, but I could absolutely cinch this in to give myself more of a waist. It might then show a bit more tummy, so I suppose that's just what you prefer. But I love the fact that I have the option there of creating a waist. And even if I don't have it tightened, I think it's a beautiful feature. The length of this dress is a little bit on the awkward side for me. Oh, I'm back in the wall here. It hits me just at the ankles, and I don't actually have any shoes that I kind of feel would work with this dress. I wouldn't even know where to begin. But the length of it, even with a heel, I think it's a little bit on the mumsy side for me, which I don't like. I would prefer that it's up around kind of just below my knees, or even, you know, calf would be all right, kind of midi length. But if I'm wearing a long dress, it has to be floor length. So I do like the dress. I do think it's very, very pretty, but I'm not sure it's going to work for me and for my personal aesthetic. That's being honest with you. I don't feel, wow, I have to have it, but I must admit I'm obsessed with this color. It is stunning. I picked up a second dress, and this is a very basic, simple dress. It has a great shape for us, apple shape, because it is sewn to go in and then it goes out into the A-line skirt, which is fantastic. I wonder what size I got. I got this one in a size 4XL, and that explains why the sleeves are so long. The length of the dress is fantastic. Can you see the difference in having a full length dress instead of one that has that awkward length there? It just makes it flow a little bit nicer, which I really like, but the sleeves are very, very long. It does, however, sit and cling a little bit to my tummy area, and that is because of the material. It is this stretchy kind of lycra style material. It's very soft, it's very nice, but it does cling to my tummy, even though there is actually space enough because the dress is plenty big. It is just because of the material, it sits and clings in all the wrong places. And I don't really like that. But I love the idea of the dress, and I really wanted one of those dresses I could dress up, I could dress down, and it all comes down to just whichever accessories, shoes, bags, whatever that I have on. And this dress does that. It's just not the right material for me. I can't get over the long sleeves. So I love it. I love the idea of it, but this particular dress is not perfect. For my next outfit, I have popped two pieces together. I have a basic t-shirt, but with an interesting neckline. And then I have a pair of wide leg trousers. If you've been here before, you know, as an apple shape, I am obsessed with hiding my tummy in my outfits, and wide leg trousers do just that. These are no different. There is no tummy in sight in these wide leg trousers, but what is different with them is this faux leather band that goes up around my waist. I was really worried that this band was going to attract more attention to my tummy, but on the contrary, I kind of think it's just there. It gives interest to the outfit, but I don't feel that my tummy is kind of on display. And equally, because it is the wide leg trousers, they are hiding my tummy. They're just very, very different, very unusual, very different from anything I own already, and I really, really like that. Quality is the usual fantastic ANEWSTA collection quality, and I love that. Now, what I didn't realize until I just tried these trousers on is that down in the bottom here, there is actually a little button on the one side, and there's a little loop on the other side. So when you tie these two pieces together, you can actually alter the fit of the trousers and make them into a pair of tapered trousers. Isn't this fab? Let me just close the other one. Now, I don't know how much I would actually use this feature in these trousers, but I like the fact that it's there, and it gives me the chance to play around with the different silhouettes. And because they are wide leg trousers, my tummy is still hidden. So it just gives me that different scope to play around with the trousers, and I really, really like that. So very unusual, very different. I think I'm keeping these trousers because they are so different from anything else that I have. Next, I have the plain and simple basic t-shirt. It is, I don't even know what it's made of. It's viscose and elastane. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but that's why it feels a little bit different. It's very, very stretchy, and I got this in a size 3XL to fit the measurements, but I think I could definitely have sized down. I love a good fitted t-shirt, so I don't mind that it sits snug to my body. It has a great length if you don't like tugging in and still keeping that rule of third in place. So it's a great length of a t-shirt, but what I love the most is this little piece up here. It is the V-neck, but it's a little bit more of a modest V-neck, and I really like that. It's like a soft tulle fabric that's in there, and then it's just layered up crisscrossed. Just again, a little different detail, something that I don't have in my wardrobe already. And it's just basic pieces that works for my body shape that I can then play around with. And imagine this t-shirt with all the other wide leg trousers that I have already. Or imagine these trousers with all the other basic t-shirts that I have. It is because these pieces have those different elements that I can play around. They will mix and match fantastic with what I have in my wardrobe, and simply just allow me to create new outfits, new silhouettes with a style that I know already works for my body shape. This one really surprised me. I'm in absolute love with it, and yet it's not really a piece that I would normally try out. It is a little faux leather peplum jacket. Shirt. I suppose you could wear it open. I didn't try, I just closed it up. But what's so different about this is the fact that it's peplum. Peplum has the ability to make us apple shaped look pregnant. However, I think I could actually get away with this. Maybe because it is a bit more structured fabric because it is the faux leather. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the way that it's ended up sitting. But I'm obsessed with it. This is fantastic. It is a button down. I suppose it's a shirt. It's not thick enough to be a jacket. You can close it all the way up if you want, but we have a bit of a puff sleeve. We have pockets on the chest area. We have the matching belt with the extra belt buckle, and then we have peplum on the waist and peplum on the sleeve. There's a lot of details going on, and look, I even have a belt buckle on the back. I do. Now these belt buckles, not the one in the middle, but the others can actually just be taken off if you felt they were too much. But I just think they add something a little bit extra. I didn't expect myself to love this as much as I do, but it is bloomin' fab. I once again added the wide leg trousers too because that is where I feel the most comfortable. And I actually like the two together. I went for navy because navy and brown looks fab, and also because navy is what I put on this morning. But this is fab. This is so, so different from anything I own already. And yeah, maybe not the most flattering silhouette that I could potentially put on, but I love it, and it's so different. Here, let me show you without the belt on. See, the belt definitely is the focal point of it, isn't it? Because not only does it cinch me in, but the belt buckles is also what gives it that attention. See, oh, look at that. This is why peplum doesn't work. Now I have nothing underneath, so we're going to be a little bit modest. But can we just, I suppose it could work as a jacket as well. But again, it's kind of like bigger and oversized on me open, and I don't really like that. So as a shirt, I think it works. As a jacket, I don't, but I am really, really pleasantly surprised how much I love this piece. My last piece is a shirt, and I actually got this shirt with the intention of wearing with the trousers that I'm wearing. I have the matching blazer and waistcoat to go with these trousers, and I thought it could be fun to have a shirt to go in the mix as well. Color wise, they are very similar, but not a complete match, and I really like that. The shirt is quite detailed though. We have a satin collar and a satin cuff. We have pleats in front of the chest area, and then we have this row of gems heading down the front. It's the row of gems that really pops the eye, and I really like that. However, I suppose it's a sign of quality, but these gems are quite heavy. They're actually pulling the shirt a little bit, and I wonder if it would be possible to take them off. I think it is possible because I think they are just kind of stitched on, but it's because they're quite heavy. And yet, it is the feature that I love the most. The fabric is sheer, but because of the pleats here in the front of the chest area, it gives a little bit more coverage, so I don't feel like I'm, you know, on display, which I appreciate. It is shape-wise a plain and simple shirt, and it has a good length, so if you don't like tucking in, you can of course just leave it hanging out. It covers the tummy. It's fab, isn't it? I really, really love the color of it. It's the color that I'm madly in love with. It is just the gem that are quite heavy, but I'm thinking if I took them off, maybe you could replace them with something that's a little bit lighter. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud here. But anyway, a fantastic shirt, a very, very detailed. It has a great fit on my body, and I really love it, and it works well with the suit. So that is all the pieces that I have for today. I hope, if nothing else, that I have inspired you to maybe try something a little bit out of the comfort zone. Per usual, everything will be linked in the description box, but that is it for today. And if you made it this far and sat through the ads, will you do me one last favor and leave me a blue heart in the comments? The heart is simply just to tell me and the algorithm that you made it to the end. But that is it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.